am become chess, destroyer of boards. King's pawn here to start. He's gonna bring out his knight here to attack that pawn. I'm gonna bring two knights here, and guys, if you look at my rating, I've been getting crushed. So I'm really just trying to establish a nice pawn chain here and kind of work on my early game. I still don't know openings that well, but I'm running out of room here to create a pawn chain. So I'm gonna bring my knight up here to the right, which I don't love doing. I like a lot more moving it to the left, but I can take that right here. As you can see, I've got my bishop, sniper bishop from the corner, waiting to take his. I don't know if he saw that. He's going to come right back with his pawn here. Now I got to start worrying about his rook on my right side. So I'm going to get my bishop out of the way, and I'm assuming, as you can see, my mouse is on my pawn here. I'm assuming I'm going to need to bring this up one more square for an extra added layer of protection, which I'm going to do as he does a harmless bishop move on the opposite side. So if he takes this pawn here that I have in front of my bishop, that's going to unlock that rook and give me something else to worry about, but I can just come and take back with my bishop, which is kind of what I had in mind here now. So please take a second while we have some time here to appreciate my little opening monologue there, courtesy of the movie Oppenheimer and the thumbnail that I so lovingly put together. And I just watched it over the weekend while we were filming for this channel, and I figured, why don't we do a little Oppie themed chess game and thumbnail and little intro. He's going to return his knight back to the beginning there, and I'm thinking about just taking this bishop. I'm going to try to do something a little bit differently here, and I immediately reveal my bishop there. He brings his queen in, and that's not something I saw coming. He might have tricked me into doing that, and now I have to put my king in a very, very awkward early position here where I was unable to block that check, so the only thing I can do is bring my king up one square. And as you can see, there's a lot of congestion from this pawn chain that I was putting together earlier. Now that his queen's out of the way, I'm going to continue making this pawn chain just because I really don't have any room to go, especially for my queen here, my knight, which I'm finally going to get activated and in the party. Now I like what I have going on the left here now too. Sorry, as I'm just flicking back a couple moves. He's going to take pawn, I'm going to take right back because I have that knight there from earlier. Now there's a check opportunity for him with that bishop, but I have the knight ready, aim, fire on that pawn there. So if he wants to take that, he can. Some space is starting to clear up here. I like the opportunities that my queen and bishop have here. So he's not going to take the bait on this one. I'm just going to move up and try to almost reverse bait him now. I baited him with the pawn to get the bishop. Now I'm going to sacrifice my knight. If he wants to take it, that's fine. I'm just trying to get this bishop. And if I can get this bishop here, which he's not going to give it to me, he's going to move. He's going to put me in check, actually, which forces me to move my king back to the bottom rank, which is fine. I'd rather it be there anyway. I'm going to guess he's going to... I have a fork opportunity here. I'm going to guess he's not going to let me get there because, yep, there he goes. He has two opportunities there. I'm just going to take back. I'm assuming he's going to take this pawn back too also. So this kind of resets the game here. I actually have a bishop on that square too, so he might not take that pawn. If he does, I like the way that sets me up. He doesn't. He's a smart player, probably better than me. I don't know what the ratings breakdown was here because I just got decimated a few games in a row, but I'm going to bring this back up here, and this isn't a mate, but as you can see, I'm pre-moving my queen up here just to show you guys it's not a mate just because of that one little square to the right there. He brings his queen out one square. I'm going to plop my queen down here. This is the type of mate I like to execute, but this is not here a mate. He can move to that blue square one over. But what this does allow me to do is start to shave away at some of the pieces over here. Like this pawn, one square to my left here is an option for us. I'm looking at some other stuff, maybe even bringing this rook to support my queen here. Let's just go ahead and take that pawn here because I can take that bishop also to the left of me there too, unless something pretty drastic here happens too. What I like about what we have going on here is he can't get his queen to the back rank in one move. So So it's going to have to take him 2 moves. So that means with all that traffic going up in the top right there, I can go ahead and take this bishop probably, and potentially even take this this rook here too. So that would be, you know, in the span of 4 or 5 moves for me, that would be a pretty significant haul over here. That's really all what chess is about. It's just a haul. You know, if we relate back to our friend Oppie in Oppenheimer, we're just trying to collect nuclear material here so we can beat the Germans and the Russians. You know, people forget that the Russians, they weren't good either. We were kind of fighting a couple different beasts at once, you know? It wasn't just Germany. So if there are any German or Russian listeners, okay, so this changes things. It changes things a little bit. It actually still allows me to take that bishop, which is fine. But he can come down with his queen, and we kind of go bishop for bishop there. That's probably what he was thinking in his mind. And that also helps him out because his queen is now locked in on his rook in the back. So I can't castle because of that earlier situation we had where I had to move my king up one square. So I'm going to just slide my bishop in. I thought about putting it directly under his, but then that would be a free rook for him. Not sure if he would have seen that, but his queen comes over now, threatens my rook. That allows me to take his rook here, put him in check. It's not a mate because he has that little alleyway there, but I'm starting to see my mate develop here, I think, because I have, you know, just 3 of the most powerful pieces on the board here. I'm just going to slide mine over. He could have taken that rook if I didn't slide it, so I pretty much had to move it. He can take my other rook, but that would be at the behest of his queen, so I would be able to just take back his queen, so I don't think that's something he's going to do. This is a check here now, too, and now I'm in my favorite part of the game, which is evaluating the mate. So he has to do that, or he could have came up 1 square, but doesn't have too many options here. And because I took that rook, and because his queen is kind of pinned down here, I'm going to go ahead and slide my rook back up there, and we're basically just forcing him into the corner. All those pieces that he has left is not going to work to his advantage here. So what I'm trying to do now is rook to take this knight. I don't know the coordinates yet, but it would be rook to g8, and then I'm gonna let me line it up here for you with the red feature here. I'm just trying to take that knight. I'm gonna have his rook come in, and then I want my knight to my queen, excuse me, to deliver the final blow here using this rook at the bottom as support. So he's gonna put me in check. This is, you know, I can't block, so it's pretty much just as simple as moving to the right in case he wants to take my rook there. I'm not sure that he's going to. It would be a queen sacrifice, but I don't know what, if I were him in this situation, I probably would have to take it, or I would just move that knight out, although that doesn't help you too much there, because then I'm taking a free rook there that you can't really do much about here. But I'm eyeing the mate here, and it's just all going to come down to what he does, which in this situation includes just moving his queen up 1 square. I'm coming in, and this is the mate that I saw. I'm going to pre-move the queen, boom, checkmate. There we go. Just like the Trinity test, we have delivered an atomic bomb of checkmate.